In this movie, I'm going to show you an easy way of creating cool and interesting loops from individual hits. So I've got these 3 percussion samples here, but I'm not really sure how to work them into a loop. So what I could do is stay right here in session view and use follow actions. With follow actions, you can set up automatic re-triggering of any audio clips with whatever timing you set. So first of all, I'm going to apply this to all 3 of my clips here. So I click on the top one, hold Shift, click on the bottom one, and then going down to the bottom of the screen, I just need to show the launch box with this L switch here. Now you can see the follow action options are at the bottom here, and to set up an action, you just need to set these boxes in the middle here. Now I only want to set one action, so I don't need to worry about the right side or the probability below. So clicking on the left box, I can then choose a particular action. I'm going to set it to any, which means that when I trigger any of these clips, we'll get either the same one or any of the other ones triggering with whatever timing I set at the top here. So at the moment it's set to a bar. I want to make it a bit faster, so I'm going to click and drag down to set it to a 16th, which is as fast as it can be. Now you can hear we get a really dynamic pattern when I click any one of these clips. Obviously it's quite full on as it is, so what you might want to do is pitch shift these up by quite a bit. You can hear it's actually quite cool if you adjust the transpose dial while it's playing. So that's something you might like to do by MIDI mapping the transpose dials to knobs on your controller, which you can then tweak simultaneously while it plays. To add more samples to this, all I have to do is make sure they have some follow actions set up, and then I can just join them onto my block even as it's playing to add them to the mix. One thing that's quite fun is to change the timing of one particular sample. So if I want it to linger on this one for a little bit longer, I just need to change the timing to something a bit longer, like maybe a beat. And now you can hear we get very fast repetitions with the other samples, but a kind of bit of a pause on this sample. This works equally well on other types of samples. So I've dragged 3 samples onto this track labeled Vox here. They're all vocal samples, and they're much longer, but as the follow actions are set up exactly the same with this fast pattern, you can hear it creates a similar effect. What I might like to do to these is to change the start position of the clips to see what kind of variation I can create. Again, a fun thing to do whilst it's playing. You can actually change the start position to create all sorts of different effects. One thing you might like to do as well is also remove one of the samples to make it a bit less busy. Instead of getting rid of it, what I have to do is turn down the gain. And when you do that, instead of the sample sounding, you'll just get silence. So it creates a few more gaps. And obviously I can copy and paste this as many times as I like to create additional gaps if I want to create, if I want to make it even less busy. Going back to just these 3 though, all I have to do to lay this down, if I want it to be a bit more permanent rather than entirely random throughout my track, is just to go to a free audio track here, go to my input and output settings, choose whatever track I want to record, so in this case vocals, and then just hit record. And again, if you've set up MIDI mapping onto any of these parameters, or even if you just want to adjust them by hand, and then you can create really nice, interesting clips here. And then if you just go to the recorded clip and change the loop bracket to whichever part you like, you can find a really nice, say, 2-bar repeating section to go with your drums. Hope you've enjoyed these tips on creating patterns with follow actions in Live. See you next time.